Well, today is Saturday, April 22nd, 2023. I'm going to sound a little out of breath because the fat boy gets that way when he's up and down working. Been out doing some gardening and had some videos of this table here a while back. It's been a little bit, a week or two since I've made a video. And I've lost some things. Mice were getting up here and chewing my plants down. Here's some right here. This is my Sugar Rush Peach. There's one that's still dying there, but there's two of them. I moved them over here on this wire rack, get them away from the mice. Same thing with my serrano peppers. You can actually still see the stumps where they, look at that, ain't that sad? Damn. But yeah, we've had some casualties. And then some of this stuff has been planted. Today we bought these little Charleston Gray watermelons and these little honeydew plants and a few other things. And I'll show y'all some of what's going on with that here in a minute. But anyways, there's the cilantro we planted in one of the last videos. A lot of stuff has come out of here. We had a lot of trees and bushes and things in here overwintering. And they've come out at this point, and we're still taking stuff out. Just an update. This is my pride and joy. I've made several videos, included this little tomato with the little yellow tomatoes. Look at that. They are just loaded. And we got more going on here. Little tomatoes here are showing their stripes. This is a striped variety. And I've made videos showing y'all how I do this on the rope. And I'm planning on doing all my tomatoes in a similar fashion this year, even the ones in cages. There's a cucumber there. This is a silver slicer we enjoyed so much last year. I'm going to try to train it in the greenhouse up just like these tomatoes. So let's get out of here and go look at some other stuff. Queen of the Night tomatoes. There's a few extras I had. My basil hadn't went out yet. I still got to get some of my basils planted outside. I'm not going to go over all this, but we've been moving the pots outside. Today I actually, right over there, planted my Feijoa guava, or Feijoa, depends on who you talk to, how it's pronounced. I planted it outside. Look at my orange tree. Look at all that, man. Blooms for days, look at that. Anyways, pomegranates are all out here lined up, the ones that I have in pots. Put this Brugmansia angel trumpet in the ground today, and I put the rest of them up there around that tree. See that big pot? There's, I think, 4 or 5 pots up there, and I may plant some of them around that tree. Go ahead and start leaving them out instead of taking them in every year. But so there's the greenhouse, and we're going to go all the way over here to this side. The pawpaws over there, had in a previous video, they're leafing out. Some of the figs have suffered. I don't know why. We didn't have that cold of a year this year, but they've never recovered from Snowmageddon. They've been struggling ever since. So I just put this in, this little wire trellis. And I know some of you are going to say he's got them tomatoes too close together. Now this is a spoon tomatoes. They're smaller than what I'm used to even seeing cherry tomatoes be. Little micro tomatoes basically. But the plant, I think, gets taller. So we're going to do it like the ones inside the greenhouse, where we're going to grow them up, removing all the leaves, below any producing. Once they get up so high, start stripping the leaves below, anything below flowers and production clusters. And we're going to make this a wall of tiny tomatoes. And I'm going to put some cardboard and stuff down in here, but you see I've got 2 tomatoes per cage here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come up with these tomatoes, and they're not going to be allowed to just bush out inside there. And so that's why I've got 2 of them. And once they reach the top, I lower the stalk down, and I've talked to you about how I'm going to do that on a previous video. These are Rhizanthrob in this cage and that cage. So there's 4 plants of that. We've got 2 cages of beefsteak here in between these fig trees. Now this one looks like I lost a plant. Man, oh man. This is our Berkeley tie-dye pink. I think that's the only plant I have left of that, so I hope it survives. This is our large barred board. Now these are both stripies. That striped tomato I showed you a while ago in the greenhouse is one of these. I just don't know which one. Now I put 3 plants in here. In fact, I think I did the same thing over there, but I only see 1 left. That's terrible. 2 of these are doing really well, 1's suffering, so that's why I plant multiples. Over here we've got these 2 cages. Did I already mention these? Let's see. No, these are the Queen of the Night. I had a couple extras in there, so they seem to be doing really well. This arch right here, I come in today and planted. These were seedlings from inside the greenhouse, and these are Marketmore 76 cucumbers. I've never really grown these before. We'll see how they do. And yes, I've got them pretty close together. They're going to cover this trellis. That trellis down there has, this trellis had green beans last year, so we put cucumbers this year. This one had cucumbers last year. We're putting green beans this year. And this one, I just planted the green beans today, is Kentucky Wonder. And they'll cover that. They're planted pretty heavily. The blackberries are flowering, getting ready for a good production year. We did cut them back pretty heavy this year, but they'll be all right. See all that? Actually, the wild dewberries, I had a couple of them a while ago. I ate them, they were already black. We got some red ghost peppers, habaneros. Unknown, but we think it's jalapeno. Come from somebody else. These are cayenne. And I've got to get better labels because Magic Marker permanent marker isn't permanent in the sunshine. It will erase. And these are cambray peppers. Now this trellis here, let me get back up here where I can show y'all. It's looking back toward all the others. Blueberry bed right down the middle here. This had cucumbers last year, and it's got Kentucky blue green bean seeds put in today. Got the onions all getting after it, all around the blueberry bed and all down this raised bed. Collards, some Japanese green there, Benihushi, type of light mustard green. Excuse me. And we've got some Lycia sweet peppers, which is kind of a pimento type. There's, I think, 6 or 7, 8 of them down through here. They're still small. And on the back side is some of the eggplants, the long type eggplants, not the big round ones. Here we have our kale, Lacinato dinosaur kale. 2 rows of that. Here's 3 Black Beauty eggplant right there. And got a couple of, what was they? What kind was there? Bell peppers. I can't even remember what they are, but anyway, type of bell pepper. I got California bell pepper seedlings in there I need to put out. I had put out some muncher seedlings I had grown on this arch here. This had green beans last year. And the center plant on each side is all that survived out of all my transplants. So I got some seeds, and today I reseeded on either side, so they'll have to play catch up. But that's okay. They can do that. Again, the blackberries all down through there. I haven't really put anything in this bed yet. There is some asparagus there, doing kind of poorly. But these, last year I had lemon cucumbers on this trellis, and I did the same thing this year. I put lemon cucumbers on each side of it earlier today, transplants, and This trellis had Asian yard-long beans last year, and we did the same thing this year. I planted seeds today of the Asian, also called asparagus bean. My daughter hasn't really done much with this bed yet. She'll be putting some stuff in here. Gotta get the weeds out. I'm not sure if this trellis is going to take melons or what, but we do have some anyway, some type of little melon in there. We bought the live plants I showed you a while ago with the watermelons. Can't think straight, but I think we may put them on this. That fence has passion vines. My daughter's transplanted, and they don't transplant very easily, and probably several of them will die, but hopefully some of them will take root. Along this fence here, now these are chain link dog kennel panels. This is my silver slicer cucumbers. These seedlings are a little bit behind my others, but I did put them out just a little bit ago. And this trellis here, another arch trellis, has some butternut type squash, but they're an old Italian variety that gets all bumpy. They're not the smooth looking butternut. I can't even pronounce the name. Rugoso Valentino or something. Let's see if I got it wrote here. Rugosa Violina Gioa. Yeah, whatever. There's also some passion vine already growing up in here, and I'll just let it mix in with them. It ain't going to hurt anything. So that's kind of in a nutshell. I'm not going to go over all the fruit trees that we've got going on, but we do have baby apples. I will show y'all. We've got baby apples all in the apple tree, and these are several different varieties. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll know I've grafted every one of these silver tags is a different variety, and quite a few of them are fruiting right now, so I like that. The other apple trees the same way. We're not going to go over all that, but anyways, I did make a video here a while back. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to tell you. The watermelons are probably going to get planted in the pre-made hose. We'll have to dig out the grass and stuff and put a little more good soil in the hose and put the watermelon on top of this. And we only got 6 plants. We're not going to do a bunch, so they'll probably go in that half, and then we'll probably finish out this half with some okra. But anyways, I made a video here a while back, and some of you may have seen it, but I had transplanted some well, my brain ain't working. Not Scoopernongs. Anyways, muscadine. Whew. Lord help my mind. Muscadine, they were already mature vines. We transplanted them a month or so back, and they're leafing out. And actually, let's see if I can find some. One of my, oh yeah, starting to get little flower buds on them. So the shock didn't set them back too much. I cut them way back and transplanted them, watered them in good. These grapes were already here, and they got clusters of flowers everywhere. So try to keep y'all updated as the season goes. My old muscadines were shorter than what the wire needed to be, and I raised the wire, and I'm just going to have to grow some. There's another one here. I'm just going to have to grow the vines back up before they can go across the wire. That's why I cut these way back. I'm not expecting to get a whole lot of production this year, although they are getting buds on them. I'm going to try to train these on either side up to the wire and then down it, and so they can be the same height as these. The last couple of years they've been producing. I've been having to get almost on my hands and knees to pick the berries, so this is hopefully to mitigate that. Get them up here. These are nearly chin tall right here, this wire. So anyways, oh yeah, I can't leave out the sugar cane. I'm learning about it. I need to put some more manure or something on. They say it really takes a lot of nitrogen, so it can take straight like chicken manure, cow manure and stuff that would burn a lot of other plants. I can just put it on here. So out of all these canes, we may get more coming up, but I've got 6 good ones, and there's one that kind of died back, but look like it's getting a green center shooting out of it. Let's see. You see that? So anyways, the cage is here like a tomato trellis, but the cage is here. It's nearly 6 foot to the top of it, and that's to keep the canes growing straight, otherwise they'll fall over. So we'll see how they do throughout the year. There's a long growing season on these. They won't be ready to harvest until what, next year? I don't know. We'll see. I've never grown them before. So hope y'all are all having a good start to y'all's year. Start doing some gardening, and somebody give me some input. This pear tree, and I've got a mow around it, but there's another one right there. You see that tire? They were grafted last year onto some wild root stock that it came up. I don't remember what type it was, a calorie type pear. And I grafted onto them. This is a Moonglow pear, and I grafted 2. Did I graft 2 of them? No, I just grafted 1. I grafted on there and it made several branches because I pinched them back last year. But these were in pots. And here's the same thing, but it's a different type of pear. I'm saying the same thing. I grafted 1 onto it. This is a Leona. And you see where I pinched them back last year to try to get more branching. But anyways, they're not leafing out yet. And I've tested them and they're still green under the bark. And I'm wondering if somebody can give me some information. Is it because I kept them inside the greenhouse all year and they didn't experience enough cold? They're going to have a late leafing or what? Because I mean, you see my other pear trees, they're leafed out really well. So hopefully they'll at least stay alive and go through another season of cold and leaf out next year. If they do that, that's fine. Or if they leaf out late, I just hope they stay alive. If you know about that, give me some input. I appreciate it. And my mulberry out here, native mulberry, I grafted onto last year, about 5 or 6 varieties. Only 1 variety made it, and that was Illinois Everbearing. I made videos on this, but that wasn't even big around as my finger last year. And so it's done really well, and it done so well I cut all these. It made 3 branches, and I cut them all back, made some cuttings. They're rooting in a pot. And then I just grafted this here a while back. It's a Silk Hope. I hope that one does well. This branch is just a part of the wild stock. I'm leaving it to graft onto. If I can get this Silk Hope to grow enough this year, I'll take a cutting off of that, a scion, and graft it onto here next year. So anyways, hope y'all enjoyed all that, and I'm gonna get off of here. I've done been, looks like over 18 minutes. I hate going that long on a video because some people don't watch it all the way through, but God bless.